Welcome to MGM Grand. Let's get ready for our grand arrivals. Let's meet our opening bout. Elijah Garcia taking on Armando Resendiz.
I know it's going to be a real tough one. I'm coming out classing.
Me gusta dar espectáculo, me gusta estar bien preparado para brindarle buenas peleas a las personas.
Our second fight on the Showtime pay-per-view, Yordenis Ugas versus Barrios.
Pienso hacer lo que hago yo, que es pelear fuerte cada asalto como siempre, y especialmente, como siempre digo, darle la mejor pelea a los fans.
This is my time. You know, I'm a full-fledged welterweight now. It's time to take over.
Our co-main event, Jesus Mono Ramos taking on Erickson Lubin. A massive fight in the super welterweight division.
Win over Lubin on this stage, it just catapults my career. It's an exciting fight, man. It brings out the crowd.
Fighting a young gun like this, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to give the fans a show, and I plan on coming out victorious in impressive fashion.
We are just beginning. It all leads up to Canelo versus Charlo.
Taking it, Chug. Let's get it.
We talk about the GOAT, man. He might be the GOAT. He set a new bar.
Setting the bar? He's killing the bar.
He set a new bar, I'm saying.
Both of them are on the list, the top 10.
What? Come on. Is he the best player in the league?
I can't say that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
You got
Texas over everything bone mouth.
You ain't won every bet.
I have, though.
Nope. Come on.
Oh,
that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. That's easy money. They feeling too good about themselves. They outside. I don't care what time
He said he's finna get Southeast. They're finna get Southeast.
I think to my parlay. The PP parlay.
Listen to the Commissioner Pierce here. He has the insights on the flow of what we're creating here.
Truth is truth.
They doing the cha-cha, goddammit.
Big team doing the cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha.
Right.
Cha-cha.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to MGM Grand for our undercard media workouts as we get you set for a historic night, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. A battle, undisputed versus undisputed, Canelo versus Charlo. It is a loaded pay-per-view card. It is now time to meet our first fighter. First, coming to the ring with a record 14 victories, 10 wins by knockout, opposite of 1 defeat. He is 24 years old from Rincón de Guayabitos, Nayarit, Mexico. Here is Armando El Toro Resendiz. All right, we are here with Armando. And Armando, this is a huge week for you. This is a huge fight for you. As we are accompanied by your head trainer, Manny Robles, Martin Batar will handle the translation for Showtime. And looking forward to Saturday night, you have a huge opportunity ahead of you. You are facing a young 20-year-old undefeated fighter that has all the momentum coming his way, but you are coming off the biggest victory of your career. What is the game plan, without giving too much away, to try to be victorious in order to defeat Elijah Garcia?
Qué oportunidad contra Elijah Garcia, ¿no? Que tenés de enfrentarte a un boxeador invicto, 20 años, muy hambriento, sin develar demasiado. ¿Cuál es la estrategia que vas a tener para poder ganarle?
No, pues mi estrategia es obedecer a mi esquina, obedecer a mi equipo de trabajo con el que siempre hay que estar bien atentos, escuchándolos. Y nada, salir a pelear como un gran mexicano con la sangre caliente, fuerte y pues a dar un espectáculo para toda la gente.
The strategy is really simple. Listen to my corner and really listen to them. Be attentive. And then it's just about coming out and fighting with that Mexican style, that warm-blooded style that the fans are going to love on Saturday night.
Well, you mentioned your Mexican heritage. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. This is the same card as Saul Canelo Alvarez. What does that moment mean to you, to be on the same card as Canelo Alvarez that so many Mexican faithful worship and adore? What does it mean for you to be on that same card?
Mencionabas lo que significa el ser mexicano. ¿Qué significa también para vos el formar parte del mejor mexicano del momento, Canelo Álvarez, en la misma cartelera? Que esta es una ocasión enorme, ¿no?
Claro, claro que es algo muy importante, digo, es una oportunidad muy buena, yo me siento muy orgulloso de estar en la cartelera de mi paisano y muy feliz, listo para aprovechar esa oportunidad.
What a great opportunity. I'm so proud to be on the same card as my countrymen. And trust me, I plan to take advantage of this opportunity to the fullest.
Now, you are coming off your biggest victory over Jarrett Hurd. Many thought Hurd was going to be victorious. He was a former unified champion. That was a huge moment for you. What about that fight that allowed you to be your best?
¿Qué tan significativo fue haber ganado contra Hurd y en qué momento sentís que eso fue una realidad? ¿Qué significó para vos ganar esa pelea?
Bueno, pues sí, estoy muy contento por haber conseguido esa victoria. La verdad que pues, sé que es un logro importante, pero es uno de los tantos logros que queremos lograr en el boxeo.
Look, I'm really proud of having beaten Hurd, but that's not the be-all and end-all of my career. It's just one more step for me to accomplish everything that I want to accomplish in boxing.
All right, before we let you work out, what is your prediction Saturday night, Elijah Garcia, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view at T-Mobile Arena?
Danos un vaticinio. ¿Cómo va a salir Elijah Garcia contra vos el sábado por la noche? ¿Knockout? ¿Decisión? ¿Qué te parece?
Bueno, no me adelantaría, pero lo que sí les puedo garantizar es que pues va a ser un gran espectáculo, va a ser una buena guerra. Los dos somos para adelante, los dos somos fuertes. Elijah Garcia es un gran rival y pues yo estoy contento de tener un buen rival porque sé que se dará una buena pelea.
I'm not about to make any predictions, but you know what it's going to be? It's going to be another war. It's going to be a fantastic fight. Elijah Garcia is a tough fighter, and I know I'm going to get the best from him. So the fans are going to see an amazing battle between us on Saturday night.
All right, you heard it here from him, fans. Armando Resendiz opening up our Showtime pay-per-view Saturday night, September 30th, taking on Elijah Garcia. He is going to work out for everyone here at MGM Grand, getting in some stretching. So once again, Armando Resendiz taking on Elijah Garcia.
Al final hay que quitarle la pelota. Que saluda a la
beso la jevita. De verdad, de verdad.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time, Armando El Toro Resendiz.
¿Vas a venderlas? ¿Vas a vender o no? Sí, sí, sí.
Armando Resendiz taking on Elijah Garcia this Saturday, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view, live from T-Mobile Arena in the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the MGM Grand. It is a massive fight week, a historic showdown, a battle, undisputed versus undisputed. Saul Canelo Alvarez defending all 4 titles on the line, undisputed super middleweight crown against the undisputed junior middleweight champion, Jermell Ironman Charlo, as both men are looking to continue to make history. The first ever matchup in the men's division where 2 undisputed champions are going toe to toe. In history, there has been 10 men to be undisputed, and 2 of the 10 are going toe to toe. Once again, it is all going to be on Showtime pay-per-view. Canelo Promotions is bringing you this premier boxing champions event. The event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. Tickets are still available, although limited, at AXS.com. Now, if you cannot be in attendance for this event at T-Mobile Arena, you can order the pay-per-view. Just go to the Showtime app and order it with your mobile-compatible devices. You can also go to showtime.com/pay-per-view in order to order it online, or you can call your local cable or satellite TV provider to order it. You don't want to miss it. September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. This is a huge historic event. It has already been a massive year for boxing, with Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions leading the way. This is another moment this year where the best are fighting the best. You just heard from Armando Resendiz. He is one of a few fighters that are a part of this loaded card. We obviously have Canelo versus Charlo in our main event, which that in itself is box office, but our entire card, top to bottom, is the best of the year. When you talk about Armando Resendiz taking on Elijah Garcia, we're going to meet Mario Barrios and Yordenis Ugas going toe-to-toe for the interim WBC welterweight crown. And then our co-main event, Jesus Ramos, Erickson Lubin. Both men are hard-hitting, fan-friendly styles. All three fights are going to be absolutely outstanding. And that is just a part of the huge card we have for you this Saturday, September 30th, headlined by Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Iron Man Charlo. As always, once again, we want to thank everyone for coming on out here. We have a loaded fight week. We already had the grand rivals yesterday. We just had our main event press conference. Canelo and Charlo got their final words in before Saturday night. And we have our undercard workouts. We're going to meet more of our fighters a part of this incredible card. Tomorrow we have our undercard press conference that is live on the Showtime Sports YouTube page, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. And then on Friday, we have our official weigh-in. That is open to the public. That is our next public event. That is from the Toshiba Plaza, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. If you have not been to an official weigh-in before for a big fight, I highly recommend going. It is right outside T-Mobile at the Toshiba Plaza. That is the last time all the fighters are going to be coming face-to-face before they step inside the ring on September 30th. So there you have it. That is our schedule of events for the rest of the week. How many people are here to see Saul Canelo Alvarez Saturday night, September 30th? And who here is representing Lions only? Jermell Iron Man Charlo, the undisputed junior middleweight champion. It is a historic showdown. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, accompanied by two great trainers in Eddie Reynoso, the manager and trainer for Canelo Alvarez, Derek James, a fantastic trainer as well in the corner of Jermell Charlo. That is one key aspect that I am highly looking forward to. How do the best minds in boxing devise a game plan against two undisputed champions when you talk about Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo? Derek James was the 2022 Boxing Writers Association Trainer of the Year. Eddie Reynoso was the 2021 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year. So they have accolades. But the thing I love about both men is they will live and die by their fighter. Eddie Reynoso has been with Canelo most of his life. Derek James, likewise with Jermell Charlo. Both men are all about their fighters and hoping that they can devise the game plan, the victory game plan this Saturday. So that is one of the key aspects, the X's and O's, when you talk about Derek James and Eddie Reynoso and what they are telling both of their fighters in how to be victorious this Saturday. As we all know, both men have incredible accolades. Canelo Alvarez, a 4-division champion. He has won belts at 154, 160, the undisputed champion at 168. He even went up in weight class and defeated Sergey Kovalev to become the 175 world champion. He has so many accolades. He will no doubt go down in history as one of the best of all time, as he will be a surefire Hall of Famer whenever he decides to hang those gloves up, and he continues to try to take on the biggest and best challenges. He's 33 years old, but he says, I'm still young. I still have a ton left in the tank, and I feel great. I'm 100% ready for this fight against Jermell Charlo. We even heard in the press conference, in the main event press conference, our final one, he said, look, Charlo's said this in the past. He said that he doesn't value my skills. He doesn't think I have the best skills. Well, he will find out Saturday night. As for Jermell Charlo, he is the undisputed junior middleweight champion from Houston, Texas. This man has welcomed all challengers. He has cleaned out his division at 154 pounds. And when this opportunity presented itself, he did not think twice to jump up 2 weight divisions to accomplish something only one other man has, and that is to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. Only one man has ever done that. That was Terrence Bud Crawford. He did that in July when he defeated Errol Spence from T-Mobile Arena. He was the first man to do it, and Jermell's looking to become the second, undisputed in the junior middleweight division and looking to be undisputed in the super middleweight division if he is victorious against Canelo Alvarez. And he said, look, this is my time. This is my moment. This is Lions only. I am going to show the world why I am one of the best of all time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet our next fighter, as we are going to introduce a man with 27 victories, 18 by knockout, opposite 2 defeats. He is a former super lightweight world champion from San Antonio, Texas. Here is Mario El Azteca Barrios. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome in Mario Barrios, as he's accompanied by his trainer, the 2022 Ring Magazine Trainer of the Year, Bob Santos, in his corner. Mario, how is everything? You had the grand arrivals yesterday. You are looking forward to fighting another former world champion in Yordenis Ugas for the interim WBC welterweight crown. What is the mood like today as you are just 3 days away from facing off against Ugas?
Impatient. It's been a long camp out here. I've been training my ass off for a couple months now, and I'm just excited for Saturday.
Now, we know you moved your camp here to Las Vegas, training under the tutelage of Bob Santos. What has that camp been like for you in preparation for this bout?
The camp's been amazing, man. Vegas is really these next few years. I feel like they're gonna be my prime years, and I'm trying to get as much accomplished as possible. And I feel like I could definitely make that happen here in Vegas. So being here with Bob Santos, Richard Barrientos, my sister Selena Barrios, it really, it's been a blessing.
Now, you are coming off a big victory over Giovanni Santiago back in February in a sensational knockout. You said you feel much better at this weight class. This will be your 3rd fight at 147 pounds. What was it about, first off, that fight against Santiago, and now do you feel a little bit more comfortable at 147 because you have fought at 140 and you said, this is my weight class?
No, yeah, I have a tall frame, so getting down to 140, it was becoming very difficult. When I took the fight with Thurman, it was my first fight at welterweight. And I mean, I didn't want any easy fight. You know, I still don't. You know, I'm after, you know, all of the big fights. But I definitely feel the welterweight division is where I'm going to be able, you know, to accomplish the most. And you know, I'm just excited for these next few years.
Now, you are taking on another former world champion, the former WBA welterweight champion, and Yordenis Ugas. He has fought numerous world champions like yourself. What challenges does he present to you Saturday?
Ugas is, you know, he's a great fighter. He's been in there with some of the best welterweights out there. You know, he's one of the few, you know, to hand, you know, the great Pacquiao at defeat. And, you know, even when he fought Spence, you know, before the eye injury, I mean, you know, I believe, you know, he was in that fight, and he was making it very difficult. So we know Ugas is bringing a lot to the table. He has a lot to prove. But like I said, I've had a great camp. I'm more than ready, and you know, I'm just counting down to Saturday.
What does a victory over Yordenis Ugas do for you, and what does that say to the rest of the welterweight division?
Win on Saturday, you know, it's crucial, you know, for me in my career. I'm trying to, you know, put everybody in the welterweight division on notice, and you know, a victory, it puts me right there, you know, to contending for a world title shot, and ultimately, you know, that's the goal, to be a multi-division world champion, and that's what I'm chasing.
At the end of Saturday night, how does it play out?
With my hand being raised, you know, whatever it takes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to let Mario Barrios get his workout going once again. El Azteca, Mario Barrios here in attendance as he's preparing for his battle with Yordenis Ugas.
Bring Slade up here.
Mario. Shadow box him out. How you going to shoot like that shot? Shadow box. Come on, drill bit. You seen that movie, Drill Bit Taylor?
Time him like 3 minutes.
Okay. We watched that last night because Pac kept telling us to watch it, so we watched it last night. That was the funniest movie ever, I swear to God. Huh?
and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Mario El Azteca Barrios as he is ready to go and set to take on Yordenis Ugas this Saturday. 12 rounds for the interim WBC welterweight crown. The welterweight division, as we all know, is absolutely loaded. And two of the welterweight's best are going to be going toe-to-toe. And as we all know, the welterweight, a premier division in boxing. We just saw a premier fight back in the end of July as Terrence Bud Crawford became the first man to be undisputed at the welterweight division with his defeat over Errol Spence Jr. As now we have more former champions in Mario Barrios and Yordenis Ugas getting ready to lace them up this Saturday, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view, as we are getting you set for Canelo versus Charlo. If you guys have not had an opportunity, there are 2 episodes on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. The Emmy Award-winning All Access goes behind the scenes to take a look at what it's been like as Saul Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo are both getting ready in preparation for the biggest fight this Saturday, September 30th. The Emmy Award-winning All Access for Showtime is available. 2 episodes are out now, and then the epilogue will be out after the fight on September 30th. So make sure to check that on out on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. Also, before our pay-per-view card begins this Saturday, we have our Showtime pay-per-view countdown show that will be live on the Showtime Sports YouTube page and the Showtime Boxing Facebook page. It starts at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. That will be featured top heavyweight Frank the Cuban Flash Sanchez, who we'll see in just a few moments as he takes on Scott Alexander in a 10-round heavyweight matchup. Then we have our 2012 U.S. Olympian Terrell Gausha facing off against Keandre Leatherwood in an 8-round middleweight bout. And then we have our former light heavyweight champion, Alexander the Nail Votstik, battling Brazil's Isaac Rodriguez in an 8-round bout as well. All 3 fights coming before our pay-per-view card begins. Once again, our Showtime pay-per-view starts 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific from T-Mobile Arena. Canelo Promotions is bringing you this Premier Boxing Champions event. Once again, the event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. If you have not received your tickets, head on over to AXS.com. There are limited tickets available. If you still want to go, you don't have tickets in hand, head on over to AXS.com. If you're not going to be there, if you can't make it, but you do want to watch it, order the pay-per-view on the Showtime app. Just feel free to make sure it's compatible with your mobile devices. You can also go to showtime.com/pay-per-view and order it online. Or you can also call your local cable or satellite TV provider and order it there as well. Also, we want to thank our sponsors for helping make this event possible. When you talk about our sponsors that help make these big events happen, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. Also, O'Reilly Auto Parts, the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies, everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. And then VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo, sponsored by Celsius, Live Fit, Essential Energy. Also from Jalisco, Mexico, the champion of all tequilas, Híjole Tequila. And then brought to you by The Exorcist Believer, only in theaters this Friday. As we all know, ladies and gentlemen, this has been a massive year for boxing. The fans always clamor for wanting to see the best fights. And this year, 2023, has been an unprecedented year led by Showtime as well as Premier Boxing Champions. It all started back in March, David Benavidez against Caleb Plant. David Benavidez put on a heck of a show and got the ball rolling with the best, fighting the best. It was a close fight, but David Benavidez was victorious. Then in April, we had Gervonta Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia going head-to-head in the lightweight division, as both men proved that they are not just boxing stars, they are some of the biggest stars in entertainment, with Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia breaking numerous records, as both Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia elevated their status amongst their peers, as Tank Davis was victorious, knocking out Ryan Garcia. Then in July, we crowned the first ever undisputed welterweight champion. It was Terrence Bud Crawford, Errol Spence on a collision course. Many fans wanted this fight for years, and it finally happened in July on Showtime pay-per-view and Premier Boxing Champions. Both men left it all in the ring, went toe-to-toe, and Terrence Bud Crawford came away victorious with a defeat over Errol Spence by knockout, as he became the first man ever to be the undisputed welterweight champion and also the first man ever to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. And now it all leads here to September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view, another historic event, the first time ever. 2 undisputed champions going toe-to-toe. Saul Canelo Alvarez defending all 4 super middleweight belts on the line against Jermell Ironman Charlo. For Charlo, he is looking to be the second man ever to be undisputed in 2 different divisions. As for Canelo Alvarez, he continues to add to his legacy. I've said it many times, he can retire today and he would be a Hall of Famer. But this man continues to want to add to his legacy, and he can be the first man ever to defend his undisputed crown 3 different times, back to back to back. In history. It's never been done before in boxing, and he is looking to do it if he is successful over Jermell Charlo this Saturday, September 30th. And as we all saw, Mario Barrios just came in working out. This is an outstanding card, top to bottom. As we mentioned, you talk about Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez, but the other 3 fights on the pay-per-view card are absolutely outstanding. When we already saw Armando Resendiz, as he's going to be taking on Elijah Garcia in the middleweight division. Then we have Mario Barrios, who gave his thoughts, as he is very anxious, looking forward to getting September 30th going in his duel against Yordenis Ugas, the former WBA welterweight champion. And then our co-main event, it is going to be an outstanding fight when you talk about Erickson, the Hammer Lubin, and Jesus Ramos, 2 of the super welterweights best, going head-to-head. Jesus Ramos undefeated, Erickson, the Hammer Lubin, looking to pull off the upset. It's as close as it gets. Both men have fan-friendly fighting styles, and expect major, major fireworks when Lubin and Ramos clash. I absolutely cannot wait for this card Saturday, September 30th. Once again, brought to you by Showtime, a pay-per-view. Canelo Promotions bringing you this incredible Premier Boxing Champions event. And of course, there's no better place to do it than Sin City, the fight capital of the world, Las Vegas, Nevada. When the biggest fights in boxing history happen, more times than not, this is the place to be here in Las Vegas, Nevada. These are where the biggest and best fights take place, as it will be at T-Mobile Arena. Canelo Alvarez will be headlining his 8th event at T-Mobile Arena. He is no stranger to being in the limelight and putting on a show. As for Jermell Charlo, he is having his first headlining fight from T-Mobile Arena. Jermell has been a big star in his own right, but this will be his first opportunity under the lights at T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So both men in the main event presser were focused, determined. They are ready to put on a show. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now set to continue and meet our next fighter, as this man is 25 victories, 18 by knockout, and just 2 defeats. He is a native of Orlando, Florida. Please welcome the hard-hitting knockout artist, Erickson "Hammer" Lubin. Erickson "Hammer" Lubin, as he is accompanied by head trainer Kevin Cunningham. And Hammer, this is a fight you've been looking forward to for a very long time. You were very quick to get back in the ring after your defeat over Luis Arias. You looked outstanding, 5th round knockout there in June. What made you want to get back in the ring so quickly and then also take on a tough test in Jesus Ramos?
Activity bring the best out of me. You know, I wanted to get back in the ring, and you know, they delivered. They put me right back in the ring, and I think on Saturday night they're gonna see the best Erickson Lubin.
Now, you have had a great career so far, and you are looking to capture your first world title. And it all starts Saturday with the defeat over Jesus Ramos. What is it about that desire to be a world champion and to prove to the world that you are the best in the division?
I've been doing this my whole life. I heard you say something earlier about it being an upset, but it won't be no upset. You know, I'm one of the best in the division, and I'm going to deliver on Saturday.
You have said leading up to this fight, you're like, I'm not looking to be no gatekeeper. I am the man in this division. So with the training camp that you've had with Kevin Cunningham, who's been by your side for a very long time, you said you've had over 200 rounds of sparring. How has camp been in preparation for this bout?
Camp was great. You know, I got Kevin Cunningham, Stacey McKinley. They're both in my corner. They've been in the boxing game, you know, 70 years plus combined. So, you know, I got great trainers behind me. And Saturday night, like I said, I'm going to deliver.
What is Jesus Ramos going to find out when that bell rings Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view?
He's gonna figure out that, you know, experience is key. And I'm one of the best in the game. He gonna find that out.
Prediction Saturday night. How does it play out against Jesus Ramos?
For Ramos, he gonna take his first loss for sure. And for me, you know, I'm looking to win in impressive fashion.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let Lubin get going with his workout. Erickson "Hammer" Lubin taking on Jesus Ramos this Saturday, September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. He is ready to get going. And as you heard it from himself, he is going to put on a show. One of the most exciting fighters in boxing to watch.
What?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Erickson Hammer Lubin. He will be our co-main event, taking on Jesus Ramos in the super welterweight division, 12 rounds. They are looking to steal the show. I'm telling you, fans, if you have not seen Lubin or Ramos fight, the styles make fights, and this fight has a chance to steal the show, no doubt about it. Erickson Lubin, Jesus Ramos, two of the most exciting super welterweights to watch. You don't want to miss that fight. A tremendous co-main event building up to our headliner, Saul Canelo Alvarez, taking on Jermell Iron Man Charlo, as that is the first time ever two undisputed champions are going toe-to-toe. So Canelo and Charlo are looking to make history, continuing to add to their legacy. Both men have already accomplished fantastic things in the sport. You go down their resumes, it looks absolutely outstanding. It is filled with former champions, current champions that they have fought on their resume. One thing I love about both men is their determination. They have never let a defeat define their career. They have always bounced back. When you talk about Jermell Charlo and his defeat of Tony Harrison, he bounced right back and said, I want that fight again. Give it to me again. And he finished it off in emphatic fashion. Against Brian Castano, that fight was a draw. And he decided, I can't leave it like this. I can't have it a draw. He went and rematched Brian Castano and finished him off in emphatic fashion to become the undisputed junior middleweight champion. That's just the type of mentality Jermell Charlo has if he hasn't proved it already. And now he just continues to add to that, jumping up 2 weight classes to fight Canelo Alvarez. Not many men would do that. Not many men would jump up 2 weight classes to fight boxing's biggest star in Canelo Alvarez. But Jermell Charlo wanted that opportunity, and he did not hesitate when it came across his desk. He said, sign me up. I'm ready to go. I want to make history. As for Canelo Alvarez, he has never let losses define him. He fell short very early on in his career when he lost to Floyd Money Mayweather here in Las Vegas, Nevada. It was a tremendous event. Fell short, but he never let that define him. He always bounced back, and he has accomplished so many fantastic things in his career already. When he fought Triple G, and that first fight was a draw, he said, no, I need to fight him again. And he defeated Triple G twice later on in his career. So he is a man that does not allow a loss to deter him from accomplishing the great things he has accomplished in his career. That shows you the mentality both men, Canelo and Charlo, have. And they have both said it. They said the best need to fight the best. It's what we are proving Saturday, September 30th, when they're making history as the first two undisputed champions to go head-to-head. And that they have proven it in their actions. It has not just been words. And I cannot wait for this outstanding event this Saturday, presented by Showtime Pay-Per-View. Canelo Promotions is presenting this Premier Boxing Champions event. Once again, it is all promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. It will be live on Showtime Pay-Per-View, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. If you cannot be in attendance, order it on pay-per-view, Showtime app, all compatible with mobile devices. If you don't have a mobile device, go to showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can order it online, or you can call your local cable or satellite TV provider and order it there as well. Now, if you're looking to get into the ring, be in person, you can't miss this historic event. Go to AXS.com. Limited tickets are still available, but get them quickly. It is almost sold out, so you don't want to miss this event. Trust me, it is going to be absolutely outstanding. It's one, I've always said numerous times, there's the Super Bowl, there's the Masters. There is nothing like a prize fight at T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas, Nevada. You absolutely cannot miss it. And it is one of the things that after you go, you will not be topping an event in Las Vegas for a massive prize fight. And of course, Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions continue to lead the industry, especially in this unprecedented year here in 2023. And this is something that I have absolutely loved to see from all of our fighters this year. They are deciding to take on these massive challenges. Some fighters have been doing it their whole career, as we've seen with guys like Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo. But we are seeing it this year, the best fighting the best. Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, Caleb Plant, David Benavidez, Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford. It is something to behold here, and boxing fans should be extremely grateful that they are witnessing one of the best years in boxing history. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I believe we are now set to meet our next fighter. And this man will be on the Showtime Pay-Per-View Countdown Show, as he has 22 victories, 15 by knockout, undefeated heavyweight, one of the best in the division, the Cuban sensation, Frank the Cuban Flash Sanchez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here with the Cuban Flash, Frank Sanchez, accompanied by Showtime translator Martin Bartar. As we are set, he is getting his preparation ready to go as he takes on Scott Alexander. Frank, what does it mean to you to be here for Fight Week, 3 days away from taking on Scott Alexander?
Frank, ¿qué significa para ti el estar aquí 3 días antes de la pelea ante un nuevo gran desafío?
Significa mucho, significa que estamos aquí listos, para avanzar esta pelea, ganar y ir por las peleas grandes que es lo que estamos esperando.
We're really happy and we're confident. We know that we came here to win and then to move on to the big fight. That's what we're truly waiting for.
You talk about the big fight, the heavyweight division, always one of boxing's best division. The people love seeing heavyweights go toe-to-toe. You're undefeated. You're 22-0. What is it going to take for you to get one of these big fights?
Frank, tú marcas de 22-0, hablabas de las peleas grandes. ¿Qué pensás que vas a necesitar hacer para conseguir una de estas peleas que significan todo para ti?
Bueno, vamos a ganar bien, vamos a noquear, vamos a ganar bien como planeamos en el campo de entrenamiento que hicimos, mi equipo. Nos preparamos bien y estamos listos para grandes peleas. Estamos buscando la grandes peleas, pero tú sabes, se nos ha hecho un poco complicado, pero vamos a ganar y vamos a salir bien,
It's complicated, but we know what we have to do. We have to win, and we have to do so knocking our opponent out. That's our objective on Saturday night.
Now, we know you are trained by Eddie Reynoso. You have been in camp over at Lake Tahoe. What has it been like for you personally to be training alongside Canelo Alvarez, your stable partner, in preparation for both of you guys getting set for September 30th?
¿Tenés experiencia ya entrenando con Canelo ahora en Lake Tahoe? ¿Qué tal es entrenar con él?
No, tengo buena experiencia, ahí nos preparamos bien, hicimos un buen campo de entrenamiento en Lake Tahoe, ahí en altura, nos preparamos bien, mi equipo y yo estamos bien contentos y bien orgullosos del trabajo que hicimos, ahí con Canelo y Eddie Reynoso en Lake Tahoe, y nada, todo se va a ver el día de la pelea y todo lo vamos a demostrar ahí.
We're very proud, very thankful for having been there in Lake Tahoe with Canelo and Eddie Reynoso. We felt that it went great. We were there with the altitude, the challenges that he presents, but I feel that we really did everything that we had to do. We accomplished everything that we needed to do, and now we're ready to give a great fight to the fans.
What is the rest of the heavyweight division going to find out Saturday night when Frank Sanchez takes on Scott Alexander?
¿Qué es lo que la división del peso pesado de qué se va a dar cuenta el sábado por la noche cuando vos pelees contra Alexander?
Se van a dar cuenta no se van a dar cuenta, ellos saben que soy un gran peleador, soy un buen peleador, por eso que muchos de los primeros me esquivan y no quieren pelear conmigo. Se me ha hecho un poco complicado, pero nada, vamos a seguir para adelante y vamos a ganar y estamos listos. No, que me estén esquivando y no quieran pelear conmigo los primeros, vamos a estar dando palos, ganando las peleas y esperando el momento perfecto para nosotros.
They don't need to realize anything because they already know. They know how good I am, and that's why the biggest fighters have been avoiding me. So on Saturday night, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to show off, I'm going to win, and I'm going to show everybody what I'm worth inside the ring.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Frank, the Cuban Flash Sanchez, as he gets prepared for his heavyweight clash with Scott Alexander. Once again, that fight will be on the Showtime Countdown pay-per-view show. That all starts 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific.
Librado. Minutito, Frank. 5 minutos. Rapidito. Terminamos, 30 segundos, terminamos.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Frank, the Cuban Flash Sanchez, as he gets prepared to take on Scott Alexander on the Showtime Countdown pay-per-view this Saturday, September 30th, live from T-Mobile Arena. Frank Sanchez is one of the heavyweights division's best. He's ranked number 4 by the WBC, number 3 by the WBA, number 5 from the WBO. He is looking to get a huge opportunity, but first he's got to get through Scott Alexander's Saturday night. He is looking for the biggest challenges. He said, you know, as you heard him, these other heavyweights know I'm great. That's why they've been avoiding me, and he's hoping that he can force their hand once with a victory over Scott Alexander this Saturday. So Frank Sanchez, one of the heavyweights' best, undefeated, 22-0 with 15 wins by knockout. And as always, with these big events, you want to thank your sponsors for helping make these events possible. Once again, our entire event is presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Also, O'Reilly Auto Parts. That is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies. Everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo, sponsored by Celsius, Live Fit Essential Energy. Also from Jalisco, Mexico, the champion of all tequilas, Híjole Tequila. And brought to you by The Exorcist Believer, only in theaters this Friday. Also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you all for coming on out, attending here, being a part of the grand arrivals yesterday, being a part of our undercard media workouts today. Tomorrow, we have our press conference for our undercard pay-per-view portion of the card. That starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. That is on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. So make sure to check that out tomorrow. And then Friday, starting at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. That event is the official weigh-in. That is open to the public. We will be outside at Toshiba Plaza, right outside the T-Mobile Arena. As always, if you have not attended a weigh-in before, the energy is palpable. You will want to be in attendance for the weigh-in. That will be the last time every fighter will go face-to-face before they step into the ring on Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. So the official weigh-in open to the public outside T-Mobile Arena at Toshiba Plaza. Once again, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. You don't want to miss it. Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo will be going face-to-face for the last time before they go in the ring on September 30th. Speaking of Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, we have spoken about their accomplishments and also their adversities. And one thing I admire about both men is they have overcome so much in their lives, and they have both bouncing back from injuries and going into this fight is tremendous. Canelo Alvarez has spoken. He got left wrist surgery late last year, And he said, you know, my last 2 fights, he won fairly handily, but it wasn't the best version of myself. This camp, I have been 100%. I feel great. He moved camps to Lake Tahoe, as we heard from Frank Sanchez, his stablemate, who is trained by Reynoso as well. He said, I feel 100% for this fight. We've seen the videos. He's been dancing in camp. He feels good. He said, you know, when I'm dancing and I'm moving, I have a great attitude. I feel good. And that's when I perform at my best. And Jermell Charlo is going to find that out Saturday night. As for Jermell Charlo, he is someone that has been very active. He has fought the junior middleweight division's best. And he is also coming off an injury where he had a little bit of a left hand injury. And he said he is 100% healthy. He has been ready and in camp for a very long time with Derek James and company. And he said, I wanted this challenge. I feel 100%. I'm great. I have power in both my hands. And I am looking to make history, to be the second man ever to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. So Jermell Ironman Charlo, that is a man that is looking to make history with a defeat over Canelo Alvarez. Ladies and gentlemen, how many of you are here to see Saul Canelo Alvarez? September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. Make some noise. Canelo Alvarez, boxing's biggest star, here as he is defending all 4 belts, the super middleweight division, on the line against Jermell Ironman Charlo. How many people are here under the Lions Only banner out of Houston, Texas, to help represent and cheer on Jermell Ironman Charlo? Make some noise. Jermell Charlo looking to defeat Canelo Alvarez and take his undisputed super middleweight crown, as both men are looking to put on a show. As usual, we have a loaded pay-per-view card. We've already met a few of the fighters that are going to be a part of that. It starts off with Armando Resendiz taking on Elijah Garcia. That will be a 10-round middleweight bout. That will be our first bout on the Showtime pay-per-view telecast. Then that will be followed by Barrios taking on Yordenis Ugas, the former WBA welterweight champion, a 12-round bout for the interim WBC welterweight division. As we all know, the welterweight division has always been one of boxing's premier division, as 2 of the welterweights best are going head-to-head on Saturday. And then our co-main event, we have the hard-hitting styles, Erickson Lubin taking on Jesus Ramos. That is a 12-round super welterweight clash. That, ladies and gentlemen, will absolutely guaranteed fireworks when you talk Jesus Ramos and Erickson Lubin. That is a part of the card, and then it all culminates with our main event, Saul Canelo Alvarez putting his WBC, WBA, IBF, and WBO super middleweight championships on the line against Jermell Ironman Charlo, the undisputed junior middleweight champion. So Canelo Charlo, you don't want to miss it. I can't tell you enough. It is going to be an outstanding event. It is a loaded pay-per-view card. If you want to get in to see this event, limited tickets are still available, AXS.com from T-Mobile Arena. If you can't make it but you want to order the pay-per-view, order it through the Showtime app that is compatible with mobile devices. And then you can also go online at showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can head on over to order it online, or you can call your local cable or satellite TV provider and order it there as well. There's numerous ways to be in attendance and also watch it from home. You don't want to miss it. September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. Canelo Promotions presents this premier boxing champions event. Once again, the event is promoted by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. TGB Promotions, Canelo Promotions, 2 of the best promoters in all of boxing, always putting on the biggest events here. Also led by Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions. So it has been already a great week. We are just 3 days away from fight night, so you don't want to miss it. Canelo Charlo getting set to go as they had their final words in the press conference earlier today. If you missed it, you can go back on the Showtime Sports YouTube page and see what both men had to say. Canelo seemed extremely determined, very focused, said Jermell Charlo has doubted my skills. He has said it in the past. Now he's going to find out, and he will see this Saturday what's going to happen when he faces off against me under the bright lights at T-Mobile Arena. And Jermell Charlo said, I want to find out. This is what I signed up for. This is my opportunity to dethrone the king of boxing, Canelo Alvarez. Canelo has been boxing's top star for a very long time. He is no stranger to these big events. He has fought so many incredible opponents. He's fought Triple G. He's fought Dimitri Bivol, Floyd Mayweather, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, just to name a few, and the list goes on and on. You can name off his accomplishments. He is a 4-division world champion, a champion at 154 pounds, 160, 168, and 175. The list just goes on and on. And as I said and mentioned before, he will be a no doubt surefire 100% Hall of Famer. But as he's mentioned, he's 33 years old, but I feel great. I have plenty of years left in this sport. I want to give more to this sport, and I only want the biggest and best fights, which is why he wanted to take on Jermell Charlo. And as for Jermell Charlo, he's already accomplished so much in his career. When you look at some of the fighters that he has faced, he has defeated Erickson Lubin, he has defeated Tony Harrison, he has defeated Brian Castano. And now he has an opportunity to get the biggest win of his career, taking on Canelo Alvarez, going up 2 weight classes. That is 14 pounds. Jermell has never fought over 154 pounds. But his trainer, Derek James, Jermell Charlo have both stated they are ready. They are looking forward to taking on Canelo Alvarez. And even though Jermell has never fought over 154 pounds, when they step in the ring Saturday night, Jermell will be the taller fighter. He will have the bigger reach, so he will have the length advantage over Canelo Alvarez. It will be interesting to see how both men's game plans go toe-to-toe with each other, especially under the tutelage of Derek James and Eddie Reynoso, 2 of boxing's best minds in their corners. That is one of those opportunities where you will get to see how Eddie Reynoso and Derek James are working and are able to devise those game plans. And that's the intricacies of boxing that I absolutely love, because in these fights, there are those really close best of the best fighting each other. You find out, you know, those X's and O's in camp where they're behind closed doors. You really get to find out how these men operate, how they can put these game plans together, that the slight little adjustments and changes can make the difference in a win or a defeat. And that is absolutely what I'm looking forward to when you talk about Derek James and Canelo Alvarez. We've already seen Frank Sanchez, one of the stablemates of Canelo Alvarez, Oscar Valdez, another popular fighter as well. As for Jermell Charlo, he's no stranger to having a fantastic gym with Derek James. He has been in the same stable as Errol Spence Jr. for a long time. Ryan Garcia, Anthony Joshua, Frank Martin, just to name a few, are in the same stable training under Derek James. And as Jermell has said in the past, iron sharpens iron. That is what makes us the best. And that is what he believes will help him in this fight against Canelo Alvarez. So that is the things you need to be watching for as this fight continues to play out, and what adjustments will be made as the rounds go on. Now, if you want to get a little bit of behind-the-scenes action, check out the Emmy Award-winning All Access on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. 2 episodes are online now. Check them out. as the Showtime crew, the Emmy Award-winning The Best in Boxing, went behind the scenes and were able to go in the life of camp with Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, and they were able to see how both men were getting prepared for this fight. As we mentioned, Canelo Alvarez moved his camp from San Diego to Lake Tahoe, higher altitude. He was able to clear his head and really get enveloped in preparation for this fight against Jermell Charlo. And Jermell Charlo from Houston, Texas, we were able to go behind the scenes with him. He is a family man, very close with everyone in his family, as he has always been associated with his twin brother, Jermell Charlo, two of boxing's premier names when you talk about the twin brothers of Jermell Charlo and Jermell Charlo. And now Jermell has a great opportunity ahead of himself to accomplish something on his resume and be the second man ever to be undisputed in two different weight classes. So Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Charlo are both outstanding gentlemen. The build-up to this fight has been absolutely outstanding. As we saw in the presser earlier, we saw it in the LA presser, we saw it in the New York presser, in the build-up to this fight. Both men have great respect for each other, but at the same time, they are ready. Now, it's time to meet our next combatant with a record of 15 victories, 12 wins by knockout. Undefeated. He is one of 2023's boxing's biggest breakout stars. From Phoenix, Arizona, here is Elijah Garcia. Elijah Garcia getting set in preparation for his fight against Armando Resendiz. Elijah, welcome in. You were calm, cool, and collected at the grand arrivals yesterday. You are just 3 days away now from taking on your biggest test against Armando Resendiz. How's everything going? What is the mood like?
Nah, everything's good. Still training hard, still staying sharp. If I wanted to, I can maybe wait today. You know what I mean? So I'm just ready to get this fight on the road and give the fans a good fight.
One thing I love about you is you have been extremely active. This will be your 5th fight over a 12-month period. What has that done for your career? 12 months ago, you know, people really, some didn't know who Elijah Garcia was, and you were able to put your name on the map, and it all culminated when you were on the Tank Davis-Ryan Garcia undercard and showed the boxing world, this kid is legit.
Yeah, it's just taking each fight one step at a time. And each fight got bigger, and now I'm fighting Armando Resendiz on the Canelo card on pay-per-view. And, you know, I'm just prepared to, you know, get this fight on with Armando. I know it's going to be real tough. He's a real tough fighter, and I'm ready for it. What is it about taking on these tough challenges for you? Because as a young fighter, you're typically used to seeing in boxing they take a slow approach. They don't take on these tough challenges so early in their career. You're only 20 years old. You said, I want to be a world champion by 21. What's that different mentality like compared to what we see with other younger fighters? You know, I train hard. You know, I know what I'm worth. I know I could be world champion soon. I remember seeing those old fighters when they're 20, 21, 22 years old, fighting the best fighters, trying to get as good as they can, fighting for titles, and that's what I want to be part of. I want to make greatness, and you know, I want to show the world that I'm different. What's it like to be in the same gym, being trained by your father, George Garcia, a former fighter? What has that been like to have your father as close as he is in your relationship? What has that done for you in your career? No, I have a great relationship with my dad. You know, we grew up Christian. We're real close, keep it a nice circle. And, you know, he knows me better than anybody else does, and he knows what I'm capable of doing, and he knows, well, I trust him, and I believe everything he says. And if I do it, I'll win. I'll come out victorious. Saturday night, September 30th, you are opening up the Showtime pay-per-view telecast on the Canelo Charlo undercard. What can fans expect from Elijah Garcia? A real good fight, a real hard-earned fight. I'm here to put on a show for the fans. It's going to be, you know, an inside banging fight, and that's what everyone likes to see. So I'm coming out with my hand raised and just ready to show the world what I'm about.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let Elijah get to work. Once again, Elijah Garcia, Phoenix, Arizona, taking on Armando Resendiz. The first fight opening up our Showtime pay-per-view. For Elijah Garcia, as he is set to go to take on his opponent, Armando Resendiz. 10 rounds in the middleweight division. You heard from him. He is a bright kid. He has got all the talent in the world. He's looking to be a world champion by 21 years old. He's 20 now. You don't see that in boxing often. You don't see young fighters fast-tracking their career, his 5th fight in 12 months, and that is something that allows him to elevate his status and to get to this point. He's already been on a huge event before when he was on the Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia undercard, and he is on another massive event as he is opening up things for the Canelo Charlo pay-per-view. Once again, Showtime pay-per-view. It is brought to you by Canelo Promotions and TGB Promotions. This has been one of boxing's best years as we look at our 2023 that has been led by Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions. We've said it before, Plant Benavides got things kicked off as they are showing the boxing world the best need to fight the best, and then it all just snowballed from there. We had a Tank Davis and Ryan Garcia. Both men elevated their status and their star power to unprecedented heights, with Tank Davis defeating Ryan Garcia. Then we crowned the welterweight's first ever undisputed world champion, with Terrence Crawford defeating Errol Spence Jr. in what was a tremendous event in itself. And Terrence Bud Crawford also made history, being the first undisputed champion to be undisputed in 2 different weight classes. Jermell Charlo looking to be the second man to do it with a win over Canelo Alvarez. And also, we have our event, Canelo versus Charlo, here, September 30th. And I must say, this is Hispanic Heritage Month. How many Hispanics are in the crowd tonight? Make some noise. And in Hispanic Heritage Month, we have plenty of Hispanics on the card. You talk about Yordenis Ugas, who we'll see in just a few moments. Mario Barrios, Elijah Garcia, Armando Resendiz, and of course, we have Jesus Ramos and Canelo Alvarez. All of the men extremely proud of their culture. They wear their nation's colors on their sleeves, and they are very proud to be a part of this historic month for Hispanic Heritage Month and to represent the sport of boxing. We all know in boxing, Mexicans love their fighters. I grew up being a huge Oscar De La Hoya fan, and as all you have, fans have had their fighters growing up, whether it be Sugar Ray Leonard, whether it be Floyd Mayweather Jr., whether it be Roberto Duran, Muhammad Ali, you name it. Boxing is filled with so many legends, and we are seeing legends Saturday, September 30th, with Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo, 2 legends that are going to be making history. The 2 undisputed champions for the first time ever going head-to-head as boxing in the male divisions. There have only been 10 men to be undisputed in the 4-belt era. And as I said, 2 of them are going to be going face-to-face Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. And they are both focused and determined, ready to put on a show. Canelo said, "This is the best I've felt in a long time. I am going to show Jermell Charlo I do have skills," and he will find out Saturday night. As for Jermell Charlo, he has never been afraid of a challenge. He's never been afraid of anything. He wears his emotions on his sleeve. He allows himself to be him. That's why he always goes under the moniker Lions Only. Him and his brother Jermell Charlo, they have always been outspoken. They've been one of boxing's premier faces in the sport. They both have accomplished so much. Jermell Charlo being the WBC middleweight champion, Jermell being the undisputed junior middleweight champion. And as he mentioned, when this opportunity came across his desk, there was no way he was going to turn it down. He said, "This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and I got to take full advantage of it." Even though he has to go up 2 weight classes, he said, "I feel great." He is the taller fighter. He's got the longer reach, and those are some tools alongside Derek James as they've been working to get preparation for this fight that they believe can be a difference against Canelo Alvarez. The chess match will be interesting to watch between both men as they get going. We have seen Canelo and Jermell fight in numerous styles, and that's the great thing about both of them. They can both brawl, they can both outbox you, they can both have a high IQ, they both have knockout power. So that is one of those aspects in their strengths where there's not a lot of weaknesses, if any, in either man's arsenal. That's why they are undisputed world champions. It's not easy to be a world champion in itself. It's even harder to be undisputed. Canelo Alvarez ended up going on his undisputed journey. He defeated Callum Smith. Then he took on Avni Yildirim. He defeated him. Then he beat Billy Joe Saunders for the WBO belt. And then it all culminated with him being the first super middleweight undisputed world champion, as well as the first Mexican undisputed champion, when he defeated Caleb Plant in November of 2021 in what was a great fight, but he was able to finish that off with an 11th round knockout. That was on Showtime pay-per-view. That was the last time Canelo Alvarez was here on Showtime, and he is back again. He loves being a part of these massive events, and there's no better place to be than Showtime and Premier Boxing Champions as they continue to break industry records, and they lead the sport with boxing's biggest fights. When you look at Jermell Charlo, he captured his WBC crown, defeating Tony Harrison, knocking him out in emphatic fashion. Then he stopped Jason Rosario during COVID in the pandemic when he finished him with a vicious body shot to become a unified junior middleweight champion. And then it all culminated. It took him 2 fights, but he was able to get it done. The first one was a draw when he took on Brian Castano, who was the WBO junior middleweight champion. He drew him, and then after the draw, he said, I can't have that happen. I can't let it end like this. I need the other opportunity. I need to be undisputed. And he was able to rematch Brian Castano, and he finished him off in May of 2022 in emphatic fashion, knocking out Brian Castano, who that just doesn't happen to. You don't knock out Brian Castano, but Jermell Charlo did. And that shows you the type of power that he has. And that's when he was able to crown himself undisputed in the junior middleweight division. So Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez, they've gone on these long journeys to be undisputed. And Canelo Alvarez, he's been able to defend his undisputed crown a couple of times. And he is looking to also add another record to his legacy to be the first man ever, the first undisputed champion to defend his undisputed crown in 3 straight defenses. He defeated Triple G last September. That was his last time he was here in Las Vegas at T-Mobile Arena. So it's been a year since he has been here in Las Vegas. And as we all know, it is home to Canelo Alvarez. They have hosted so many of his mega events, and this is just another one to add to the list here in the fight capital of the world. Then he defended it a second time when he took on John Ryder down near Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, and he defeated him easily by unanimous decision. That was his second defense, and now he is looking to make history, defending it 3 times against Jermell Ironman Charlo on September 30th, Showtime pay-per-view. Once again, it is brought to you by TGB Promotions and Canelo Promotions. We go live Saturday night, Showtime, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And once again, I want to thank everyone for attending our open undercard media workouts here. We have just a few more events on Fight Week. We're 3 days away from September 30th on Fight Night from T-Mobile Arena. Tomorrow we have our undercard press conference that will be live on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. That will be at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific. So make sure to check that on out. Armando Resendiz, Elijah Garcia, Yordenis Ugas, Mario Barrios, our co-main event, Erickson, the Hammer Lubin, and Jesus Ramos. All 6 fighters will get their final words in tomorrow at the undercard press conference. Then, our next public event, our official weigh-in, Friday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific at Toshiba Plaza, just outside T-Mobile Arena. We will be outside for the official weigh-in. As we get you set, this will be the final time all 8 fighters will be going face-to-face as the rest of our card on Saturday night. They will be going face-to-face at our official weigh-in before they step into the ring Saturday night, September 30th. You don't want to miss that. The weigh-ins are absolutely incredible to go to in person. The energy, the feeling, being outside T-Mobile Arena at Toshiba Plaza, it is going to be something spectacular. You don't want to miss it. Get to see what type of shape these fighters are in, and I can tell you by seeing them here at the workouts already, seeing them at Grand Arrivals, all of these men are looking to make statements on Saturday night. It can mean a lot for so many guys to come victorious Saturday night, whether it be world title opportunities, making history books, or set themselves up for bigger challenges down the line. This Saturday has so many implications and so many different fights. I, for one, am absolutely ecstatic that we get to see all of these matchups play out. And that is just a part of what will be a great event Saturdays. Showtime pay-per-view September 30th from T-Mobile Arena. And as always, Showtime pay-per-view leading the charge, as we will thank some of our sponsors for helping make this happen this Saturday and this entire week possible. Presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, the crown is yours. O'Reilly Auto Parts, it is the ultimate one-stop shop for all your automotive supplies, everything for your vehicle in one convenient place. That's O'Reilly Auto Parts. VMC Tequila Cocktails, El Origen Ante Todo. And sponsored by Celsius, Live Fit, Essential Energy. And from Jalisco, Mexico, the champion of all tequilas, Híjole Tequila. And brought to you by The Exorcist Believer, only in theaters this Friday. So those are our sponsors that we would love to thank. And if you want to get prepped, if you need more content to get yourself mentally ready for this Saturday's big show, check out Showtime's Emmy Award-winning All Access that is live on the Showtime Sports YouTube page. Both episodes are online now. They went behind the scenes. They were able to follow Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez as they were both getting prepped and ready and focused, and walk you through their lives and training camp and see how they are getting set to go on this historic clash, a battle, undisputed versus undisputed. It doesn't happen often, so cherish it, folks. Remember where you are at this moment. You will remember where you are on September 30th when both Jermell Charlo and Canelo Alvarez step into the ring under the bright lights at T-Mobile Arena. And as we mentioned before, Canelo Alvarez, this will be his 8th headlining fight at T-Mobile Arena. He's no stranger to being here in the fight capital of the world. Jermell Charlo, on the other hand, this will be his first fight under the bright lights at T-Mobile Arena, but he has headlined many events. He has always taken on the toughest challengers. He actually won his first world championship, his WBC championship, at the Cosmopolitan a few years ago. So he's no stranger to having world title fights and main eventing here in the fight capital of the world. So both men are looking to make history, as it will be the first time ever two undisputed champions are going head to head. Canelo Alvarez, arguably boxing's biggest star. He has been boxing's biggest star for a very long time. His resume is littered with Hall of Famers and past world champions, current world champions. Jermell Charlo, his resume is also littered with former world champions and current world champions. He has fought some of the best. Brian Castano and Tony Harrison, Erickson Lubin, just to name a few. Canelo Alvarez has fought Floyd Mayweather, Shane Mosley, Miguel Cotto, Dimitri Bivol, who else? Triple G. I mean, the list goes on and on for both of these men. But as they both said, Canelo Alvarez tells Jermell Charlo, you've never fought anybody like me. You've never seen anybody at the level that I am at. And Jermell Charlo has reiterated the same thing back. He said, you've never seen someone like me. I'm lions only for a reason. I'm going to be a lion on Saturday, September 30th. He said that in the presser today. He said, the lion will be victorious, and you will find out. You've never seen anybody like me, as Jermell Charlo is looking to dethrone boxing's top star in Canelo Alvarez. So, ladies and gentlemen, it has been outstanding to be here with you at the Undercard Media Workouts. We're here at the MGM Grand. on September 30th, 3 days away from going live on Showtime pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And don't forget, we also have our Showtime pay-per-view countdown show, as we have 3 fights for you. That will be on the Showtime Sports YouTube page and the Showtime Sports Facebook page as well. That will be 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. That will be just before our pay-per-view card gets going on Showtime pay-per-view. Top heavyweights, you've already seen them here, Frank. The Cuban Flash Sanchez taking on Scott Alexander in a 10-round heavyweight clash. Then we have our 2012 U.S. Olympian Terrell Gausha facing off against Keandre Leatherwood in an 8-round middleweight bout. And then former light heavyweight champion Alexander the Nail Voidstic battles Brazil's Isaac Rodriguez in an 8-round duel. So that is before our Showtime pay-per-view kicks things off. You don't want to miss it. You want to get to the arena early if you already got tickets. If you don't, AXSS.com. Feel free to head on over. There's limited tickets available, but you want to be a part of this historic event as Canelo Alvarez takes on Jermell Charlo. If you can't, order it on pay-per-view, the Showtime app. Order it with all your mobile devices, or you can go to showtime.com/pay-per-view, or call your local TV or satellite cable provider to order the pay-per-view. You don't want to miss it. September 30th. Jermell Charlo, Canelo Alvarez. It just doesn't stop in this incredible 2023 for boxing. I am absolutely ecstatic that we get to get going. And now we are set to meet our next combatant, as he is ready to go with a record of 27 victories, 12 wins by knockout, opposite of 5 defeats. He is the former WBA welterweight world champion, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada by way of Cuba. Presenting 54 Milagros, Yordenis Ugas. All right, welcome in, Yordenis, as you are just 3 days away from taking on Mario Barrios for the interim WBC crown. What is it like here to be here representing Cuba in Hispanic Heritage Month, getting set to go on the same card as Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo?
Hay muchos factores en juego en este fin de semana, ¿no? Primero que nada, representando a Cuba, también es el mes de la herencia hispana y además estás en la misma cartelera que Canelo. Entonces, ¿qué significa todo esto para vos?
No, bien contento de estar aquí en Las Vegas, peleando en mi casa, en la misma cartelera, una leyenda como Canelo. Y listo, y representa mucho esta pelea para mí.
I'm really glad to be fighting here in Las Vegas, my second home. And this fight really means a lot to me. I'm very glad and very privileged to be in the same card as Canelo.
And Yordenis, you are no stranger to the bright lights and being in big fights. You defeated the Hall of Famer, the Filipino Manny Pacquiao, in August of 2021 to capture the WBA welterweight championship. What is it like to have that type of experience where other guys may not have the experience you have?
¿Sentís que la experiencia es una ventaja para vos, considerando que, por ejemplo, peleaste contra Pacquiao en agosto de 2021, ganaste el título mundial de la AMB en el peso welter? ¿Sentís que eso es una ventaja para vos este sábado?
Sí, tengo mucha experiencia. Los últimos 7 años he estado peleando contra los mejores pesos welter del mundo. Todo el mundo sabe que soy uno de los mejores pesos welter del mundo. Y el sábado eso vamos a salir a demostrarlo.
If there's one thing I'm not lacking, it's experience. I've been fighting against the best welterweights in the world for the past 7 years. And this Saturday, the world is going to see how that experience is going to reap its benefits.
Now, you have been itching to get back into the ring after your loss against Errol Spence Jr., which was a tremendous fight for both of you guys. Even though you came up short, you've always said, I want the best. I want to fight. I want to challenge myself, and I want to face all these world champions and put myself in these 50-50 fights. What is it about that? Especially, what did you learn from your loss against Errol Spence Jr., where you know that you can get back to that mountaintop?
¿Qué sentís que aprendiste de la pelea contra Errol Spence que te puede ayudar a volver a la cima?
No, lo que he dicho es estaba luchando contra los mejores pesos welter de los últimos años. Experiencia, ya fue una gran noche para mí. Luché por 3 cinturones del deporte. No salió como esperaba, pero lo entregué todo. Y experiencia, he ganado mucha experiencia.
The bottom line is, despite the fact that night didn't go the way I wanted, I still had the chance to fight for 3 championship belts against a great opponent. And the experience that I gained from it is priceless. That's going to help me no matter what.
What is Mario Barrios expecting from Yordenis Ugas Saturday night?
¿Qué sentís que Barrios puede esperar de Yordenis Ugas este sábado por la noche?
No voy a traer nada que no he visto antes. Un gran peleador, un guerrero mexicano. Mucho respeto para los peleadores y para los fans mexicanos. Listo para una gran pelea contra Barrios.
I have nothing but respect for every single Mexican fighter. I tip my hat to them. And I know that Barrios is going to be a really tough opponent, really strong. He's going to come at it. And the fans are going to see a great fight. Count on it.
What will the rest of the welterweight division find out this Saturday about Yordenis Ugas?
¿De qué se va a dar cuenta el resto de la división del peso welter este sábado de parte de Yordenis Ugas?
No, pienso que todos los fans me conocen. Todos los pesos welter me conocen y sí, el sábado venimos a entregar lo mejor como siempre y ser uno de los mejores.
All the fans here and all the fans around the world already know who Yordenis Ugas is. So the only thing left to do is to go out there on Saturday night and give it my all for the fans, for myself, for everybody.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we'll let Yordenis Ugas get going with this workout. Give it up one more time. Yordenis Ugas getting juice set as he takes on Mario Barrios. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the former WBA welterweight champion, Yordenis Ugas, as he is set to take on Mario Barrios for the interim WBC welterweight championship this Saturday, a part of our big card, headlined by Canelo versus Charlo. Yordenis Ugas taking on Mario Barrios. You don't want to miss it. As you've seen, we have a very stacked card, and with all of these fighters making their way here, you've been having a chance to see them work out. You've had a chance to see what kind of shape they're in as they are preparing for war this Saturday. And you can see the mentality of Yordenis Ugas, very calm, cool and collected. One of the great guys in the sport, always humble, always happy, a family man, always proudly representing his nation's colors of Cuba. And you heard it from him. He is excited to be a part of this Hispanic Heritage Month on this card with so many other Hispanics. It truly means a lot for these guys, especially during this month. And what better way to see than to be on a card of this magnitude. Once again, we will be starting things off on the Showtime pay-per-view telecast this Saturday, September 30th. It starts off with Elijah Garcia taking on Armando Resendiz, a 10-round middleweight bout. Then it will be followed by Yordenis Ugas, who we just saw, and Mario Barrios, who we saw earlier. They will be going head-to-head, a 12-round WBC interim welterweight matchup on the line. And then our co-main event, as Erickson Lubin takes on Jesus Ramos. Jesus Ramos, we're just moments away. We'll have a chance to see him work out, talk with him as he is mentally preparing for his clash against Erickson Lubin. That is our co-main event. And then, of course, it all leads to the big one. Canelo Alvarez putting his WBC, his IBF, WBA, WBO, super middleweight titles on the line as he takes on Jermell Ironman Charlo, the undisputed junior middleweight champion. And one thing that is just absolutely awesome to see is to see both Canelo Alvarez and Jermell Charlo posing together with all of their hardware and gold that they have around them and all the accomplishments. That's a picture that will go down in the history books. You don't see that often. This is the first time two undisputed champions are going face to face. So that is something that is absolutely incredible to see and be a part of. And again, Premier Boxing Champions Showtime are bringing you the best fights here in 2023, leading the way in what has been an unprecedented year. Boxing fans are eating very well here this year. Very grateful to see all of these great fights that have taken place, especially fights that we have seen with Showtime pay-per-view and Premier Boxing Champions. We saw it with Caleb Plant taking on David Benavidez. It was followed by Tank Davis, Ryan Garcia, elevating their star status. Then we saw it in July. The first ever undisputed welterweight champion was crowned as Terrence Crawford defeated Errol Spence Jr. And now we have more history. Canelo Alvarez, Jermell Ironman Charlo. So absolutely great stuff here in the year of 2023. And like I said, if you want to get prepared and ready to go for this event, check out Showtime's All Access, 2 episodes online on Showtime Sports YouTube page. You don't want to miss it. It's the Emmy Award-winning All Access. The Showtime crew have been nonstop at it in preparation for this fight. I want to give a big shout-out to the Showtime crew because all their hard work goes unrecognized, and it is really outstanding to see for them to deliver the content that they are doing for the biggest events in boxing with Showtime as they continue to put on these mega events. They are always hard at work, so definitely want to give them their love as the Showtime crew has been outstanding as they continue to lead the way here in 2023. As always, T-Mobile Arena, ladies and gentlemen, September 30th, it will be on Showtime pay-per-view. Canelo Promotions is bringing you this Premier Boxing Champions event, and you do not want to miss it. As I mentioned earlier, you can order the pay-per-view on the Showtime app. Just feel free to make sure it's compatible with your mobile devices. If that doesn't work, you can go to showtime.com/pay-per-view. You can order it online, or you can also call your local cable or satellite TV provider and order it there as well. So if you can't be in attendance or you want to order it on pay-per-view, that is the way to do it. As always, we want to thank everyone for coming on out here. Tomorrow we have our undercard press conference. As I mentioned earlier, all 6 fighters will be going and getting their final words to each other. That starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time, and that goes on the Showtime Sports YouTube page as well. And then on Friday, our official weigh-in, the final time. Every man fighting on Saturday night will go face-to-face before they step under the lights at T-Mobile Arena. You don't want to miss it. That's at Toshiba Plaza outside T-Mobile Arena. That's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Don't miss it. The energy is going to be absolutely outstanding. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen people line up 3 hours before the weigh-in just to get a good spot. So make sure you get there early and you're ready so you can see everything and get a good vantage point of our official weigh-in. So don't miss it. Get there early outside T-Mobile Arena at Toshiba Plaza. We will be going live on Showtime Sports YouTube page at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And then, of course, on Saturday night, we will start things off on the Showtime pay-per-view countdown show. That's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. That is on the Showtime Sports YouTube channel. That's Frank the Cuban Flash Sanchez against Scott Alexander, Terrell Gachet, Keandre Leatherwood, Alexander Vodstik against Isaac Rodriguez. And then we go live. Showtime pay-per-view, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to meet our final fighter, making his way down the stairs to the ring, undefeated, 20 victories, 16 by knockout. From Casa Grande, Arizona, here is the talented and popular Jesus Mono Ramos. All right, Jesus, welcome in here at the workouts. We saw you at the Grand Arrivals. You know, one thing about you, you always seem to be in a great mood. What's the mood like? You're used to these big events, being a part of these big-time undercards, taking on a very tough opponent in Erickson Lubin. What is your feeling heading into this big fight that has huge implications for you?
You know, it's going to be a great fight. It's going to be a very entertaining fight. So, you know, that just makes me excited. You know, I'm calm, cool, and collected right now, just embracing everything. All the people that came out, thank you guys. You know, I appreciate it. And, yeah, we're just here, you know, just embracing everything, every moment.
Now, one thing, as you already see, sporting your colors, the Mexican colors for Hispanic Heritage Month, on the same card with so many Hispanics, as well as Canelo Alvarez. What does that mean to you to be a part of a card like this?
It's huge. It's a huge opportunity, and, you know, it's a big stage, so I'm really, really excited about it.
What do you want to say? Because there's a lot of Hispanics here in attendance. They've been to the Grand Arrivals. You heard them and the noise they made yesterday. You could see the hundreds of people that are here for the open workouts. What do you want to say to those fans for you that are here in support of you?
Gracias, no, a toda la gente que viene a apoyar. Este sábado lo va a ser una muy buena pelea, un muy buen espectáculo. De toda la cartelera está llena de talento y muchas gracias a toda la gente. Arriba México.
And then you want to translate for the Showtime audience that are at home. What did you message them as you are getting set against Erickson Lubin?
You know, I just said thanks to all the fans, Mexican fans, for being here. You know, it's going to be a stacked card, top to bottom. There's a lot of talent. And, yeah, just thanking them for the time, thanking them for being here. And, yeah, and just accompanying us, you know, in these moments.
And now you are taking on a very difficult opponent in Erickson Hammer Lubin. He has said experience is going to set him apart against you. He knows you're 22 years old. He said, you know, you're talented, but I've had that experience. I'm 27. I'm in my prime. This is my moment. What's going to be the difference for you Saturday night against Erickson Lubin?
I'm not a regular 22-year-old. You know, I have great wins. I have a great resume. I'm not the ordinary 22-year-old.
How does Saturday play out? What is the prediction as you step into the ring against Erickson Lubin?
It's going to be a war, man, but we got to do everything to win. We're going to come out victorious.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Jesus Mono Ramos as he gets prepared to take on Erickson Lubin in our co-main event, Saturday, September 30th on Showtime pay-per-view. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time a la Casa Grande, Arizona, Jesus Mono Ramos. He will be our co-main event Saturday against Erickson Lubin. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on out to our undercard media workouts. Tomorrow we have our undercard press conference, the final words from all 6 men. That starts at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time. Then Friday, we have open to the public the official weigh-in from Toshiba Plaza outside T-Mobile Arena, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. Then we go live. Showtime pay-per-view Saturday, September 30th. You don't want to miss it. Canelo versus Charlo, undisputed versus undisputed. Ladies and gentlemen, that does it here. We will see you all tomorrow. Welcome to MGM Grand. Let's get ready for our grand arrivals. Let's meet our opening bout. Elijah Garcia taking on Armando Resendiz.
I know it's going to be a real tough one. I'm coming out class him.
Me gusta dar espectáculo, me gusta estar bien preparado para brindarle buenas peleas a las personas.
Our second fight on the Showtime pay-per-view, Yordenis Ugas versus Mario Barrios.
Que he empezado a hacer lo que hago yo, que es pelear fuerte cada asalto como siempre y especialmente, como siempre digo, darle la mejor pelea a los fans.
This is my time. You know, I'm a full-fledged welterweight now. It's time to take over.
Our co-main event, Jesus Mono Ramos taking on Erickson Lubin. A massive fight in the super welterweight division.
Win over Lubin on this stage, it just catapults my career. It's an exciting fight, man. It brings out the crowd.
Fighting a young gun like this, I'm excited for it. I can't wait to give the fans a show, and I plan on coming out victorious in impressive fashion.
We are just beginning. It all leads up to Canelo versus Charlo.
Take it in, Schaub. Let's get it. We talk about the GOAT, man. He might be the GOAT. He set a new bar.
Setting the bar? He's killing the bar.
He set a new bar, I'm saying.
Both of them are on the list, the top 10.
What? Come on. Is he the best player in the league?
I can't say that.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Texas over everything. Everything bone mouth.
You ain't won every bet.
I have, though.
Nope. Come on.
Oh,
that's a no-brainer. That's a no-brainer. That's easy money. They feeling too good about themselves. They outside. I don't care what time
He said he's finna get Southeast. They finna get Southeast.
I think to my parlay. The PP parlay.
Listen to the Commissioner Pierce here. He has the insights on the flow of what we're creating here.
Truth is truth.
They doing the cha-cha, goddammit.
They team doing the cha-cha slide.
Cha-cha.
Right.
Cha-cha.